Good morning. Jesus saves. My eczema was acting up yesterday. It's getting a little better. I put cream on it 2 times yesterday. Maybe put some more on there. Um, you know what I, you know what I, you know what I, you know what I noticed since I've been YouTubing. I noticed a lot of people that's been in the YouTube industry for so long. Why did it take for me to get up here for you to figure out or get an idea? And the weirdest thing is, this particular person I have been following and subscribed to for a long time. Then I was sitting there and I happened to click on and I was like, wow. You know, I had my Jesus Saves shirt since June 25th, 2024. Because God led me to get them, right? So lately I've been wearing them and I've been, showing them up here. And so all of a sudden I go and I click on this particular live and I said, wow, it's weird. It's weird. And that's why I say, some people are just greedy and then some people are just plain old copycats, you know. You telling me all these years, now all of a sudden, you want to make a t-shirt, you know. But anyway, I just was sitting here and I was just thinking, I was like, well, thank the Lord for Sheri Brown. Jesus saves. You know, if it take you this many years to find out, and you've been doing it since 2020 on YouTube or 2019, and it takes you this long to figure out that you want a shirt. But guess what? I've been working on t-shirts and clothing since I was 12 years old. Because I draw. You know, I can do my own lettering and all that stuff because I know how to draw. But I had decided to let somebody, in Hampton, Virginia do it for me. I haven't even really came out with my real art and my real stuff yet because of copycats. It don't make no sense how people, just because they got more money than you and because they've been in the industry longer, feel that they can just take the little stuff that, God has given you. And yeah, and they're just plain old greedy. And I think I'm going to unsubscribe. I've been, one thing about me, y'all, I have discernment. And I know the difference in greed. I know the difference in envy. I know the difference in copycats. But I was sitting here and I'm like, and God, and I wasn't even going to come up here. And something just told me, go click through your thing and look at some stuff and see who live. And as soon as I click on, I see somebody. All these years you ain't decided to get no shirt, but then when you see Jesus Saves on my shirts, all of a sudden you want to, that's just plain old greed. And why did it take me to give you an idea? You've been doing it way longer than me. I've been doing it for 8 months. You've been pastoring and doing that stuff for years. I'm subscribed to you. And it takes you, man, how much money you need? How many fans you need? The job is for Jesus to save people, not for you to win the souls. Jesus. People be tripping me out with that. But anyway, I just thought I would come up here and just talk about, copycats. And because lately I just been seeing a whole bunch of copycats. Somebody cutting their grass, y'all. I'm gonna go in the house in a minute because I can't stand this parlor. But I'm just sitting here, I'm like, greed and copycats. God is looking at them. want to get a T-shirt. Well, I'll be coming out with some more T-shirts, y'all. My survivors. I don't call my subscribers. I call them survivors. You know, and I also call them the Jesus train. When they're on my lives, you're aboard the Jesus train, and I call them survivors, y'all. Because if you're subscribed to me, then my you know me, or my story, my journey about my surviving, my everyday survival. Yeah, I was just sitting there and I'm like, that's it. I ain't got time to keep on. And you know what tripped me out about it? Because this is how God showed me. He showed me on April Fool's Day. In Touch Ministries, y'all. In Touch. Now, all these other people I have been following, I get mail from T.D. Jakes. I get mail from Joyce Myers, Joel Epstein, and I get mail from, what's one more? My church, First Baptist. I get tied envelopes and cards, thank you cards, and stuff like that, making sure I'm okay. But the weirdest thing is, it's a few more ministries that I have been subscribed to that ain't sent nothing. Not even a thank you for watching or subscribing, or that's what greed come in at. When you know that you've been following somebody for all these years and you don't even get a thank you for tuning in. That's why I go on my posts and I'm always thanking people, strangers I don't know, because I know that it's many more people that they can watch, it's many more people they can subscribe to. It's other places they could be. They don't have to spend time with me on my lives, or on my or look at my videos, or like my shorts, or leave a comment, or share my stuff. They don't have to. And I think that's why God had showed me the other day that that I'm being watched, and that I am being thanked. Because what I said, In Touch Ministries, they gave me the 2 hearts. I have been following all these people for a long time. The envelopes that I get at my house, y'all, it's for money. It's always for money. Can you send this in, or can you buy this book, or can you send this In Touch Ministries have not asked me for a dime. Ever asked me for a dime. But on the first, they sent me 2 hearts, thanking me just for saying amen. Some of these ministries are just greedy, just simple greedy. It's all a money thing, and it don't make no sense. Okay, yes, you may know the book and know the word, but if you're doing it to collect nickels and dimes, trust me, God see you. Okay, and thank God that I'm up here to recognize, and I have discernment to recognize what's going on. And yeah, Jesus saves. All these years, you all of a sudden you got a T-shirt. You just thinking of T-shirts? You've been doing this over 40 years, almost. Maybe 40. No, I say 36. No, 35. Because I'm going on 50. Yeah, and I'm just remembering when I first started, watching television with these people on. Yeah, so I'm like, at the end of the day, y'all, God is watching. Trust me, He's watching. And then I was listening to some on the radio, because I listened to a syndicated radio station, and I was hearing this stuff. They was talking about Marvin Sapp. But let me tell y'all something. Marvin Sapp had asked me for a whole bunch of money, begged me for money on my Meta, y'all. And I said, I'm gonna send it off, and I'm gonna send $20. Do you know he beat me down for that $20? I said, what is going on? And when they talked about it on the radio, I was like, that sounds interesting because that kind of happened to me, and I'm wondering why he wanted to beat me down for $20. This man got plenty of money. He's a celebrity. He does music, and he has a ministry. And I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, Lord, what is going on? What is going on? I'm trying to figure out because this is last days, y'all, and I'm trying to figure out. I go over Meta sometime. I go over there and check on, see who all up in my and posting and doing stuff. But these people, these celebrities slash um you know what I'm talking about, the singers, um the pastors has been around a while, but majority of the celebrities, I don't mean no harm. Some of them are just plain old greedy. Just greedy. Greedy, 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 greedy. They want all the attention. They want all the money. And the thing about it, I have been supporting so many of them, and they don't even come on my page and say, I'm saying on Facebook, on Meta, they don't even do appreciation. Facebook sometimes will give me a thing and say, uh, you have been top fan or something like that. But these other people don't come and say thank you. We don't have to listen to them or follow them or buy their music. Not me anyway. I know how to sing. Make it make sense. It's just some of them is just getting above just getting above themselves, and it's starting to get on my damn nerves. Lord, please forgive me, but it's starting to get on my nerves. What I supposed to do? Follow you my whole life, listen to you my whole life, and don't dream and don't do what God asked me to do? You know? And then these same people is on YouTube, they're on Meta, they everywhere. They're just greedy, 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 greedy. Yeah, greed. Go look it up. Greedy. I'm starting not even to go live right now. And I was up here and I was doing some shorts, and I said, and I go to I made a mistake and hit some button. I saw that somebody was live, and as soon as I hit the live and I go and I see the shirt, and I said, okay, well, Jesus say, all these years you done had this platform, and all of a sudden you went and got a t-shirt made. Thank God for me and my ideas. And anyway, y'all go buy one. I'm not buying nothing. I'm not buying nothing. Only thing I'm buying is the people that support me. And I'm damn sure sending In Touch Ministry some of my money. Sure is. Because I've been watching them free for years. Years and years and years I've been watching them free, and they've been helping me. Every day I watch at least 3 or 4. And you know what I like about his Charles Stanley stuff? Quick to the point. He got videos 25 minutes and quick to the point. It don't take that long to get Jesus and get the word out, Yeah. Quick to the point. He makes sure he don't take too much of your time up. And then my pastor too, Todd Davidson, he quick to the point. Yeah. They ain't got to keep you all day. Yeah. People that keep you all day want your money. Trust me. But yeah, I just want to get up here and address greed and copycats. Can't stand a copycat. Can't stand greedy folks. Copycats. Can't stand them. I mean, because God gave somebody else an idea, do it means you go over and steal the idea because you have more money and you have more fans and you have more subscribers? Does it mean that? No. But anyway, I'm good over here. It's just, I hope people just wake up and they wonder why they keep getting sick. Anyway, it is what it is. Greed. Stop being greedy. Yeah. This pollen kicking my butt, y'all. I'm going in the house. I've been out here 3 times. My nose and ran. There's pollen on this table. There's pollen coming out the tree. That's blowing out the tree. And people cutting grass anyway. It's alright. It don't mind me with the grass cutting. Not too much. Yeah. Y'all come on. But yeah. These people trip me out, y'all. These people for years been getting people money. Then all of a sudden when somebody come up, and try to expand. Jesus saves. Yeah, I was just talking about greedy folks and people, copycats. Maybe y'all one of them. I don't know. I don't never know who's peeking unless they come in the chat. Nobody's been in this chat. Oh, Matthew Coates. Oh Lord, Matthew, you still in here? You must have knew I was doing my feet today. Watch this, Matthew. See the feet stuff? Yeah, I'm doing my feet because I got those new shoes, those sandals. I think they're Steve Madden's. Yeah, Steve Madden's, and I gotta get the feet done because it's starting to warm up. And I didn't know. I just came on. Yeah, I'm doing my feet today. I haven't decided when I'm gonna do them. I was gonna do them outside, but the pollen is kicking my butt. My nose keep running, and yeah, doing my feet. Yeah, I'm basically in here trying to get some more room and just doing things in here. I'm about to take that backdrop down and put it somewhere else. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Y'all. The allergies. It's like the older I get, my allergies acting up or something. The pollen is terrible. My nose is swelling up. Y'all don't see it? From being out there. I've only been up here 20 minutes. But I was outside for about 10, 15 minutes before I came up here. I don't know. I gotta put some batteries in here. This guy over there in Phoebus had this. And I keep telling him, I said, you can get your fan. And C batteries going here. And it's a nice little fan. He taking it around. He ride the bicycle and he taking it around. And he post up where he at. And he drink his little beer and liquor. And he had his little fan on. I said, I don't think he wanted y'all. I said, well, this would be a nice little thing just to sit, when I'm doing my lives and stuff. And when I'm doing my videos, to keep, instead of turning the big fans on, and just turn this on to keep me cool. And the noise too. So it has a nice noise to it. Yeah, I'm just sitting here, y'all, figuring out whatever. I know I'm doing my feet because they just need to be done, and it's that time. I wash my feet, but it's time to get the skin and stuff off. And y'all know, I did about 3 feet videos, and I do them myself. Sometimes, like if I got extra money, I get somebody to do them for me. But I find that I get my skin on better than them folks do because I spend time on them. I don't spend like 20, 30 minutes. I soak them a good 20 minutes. And I scrub them. I scrub the mess out of them. Because who wants to pay that extra money for the wax and all that? When you come out, you go get your feet done. You come out, you're going to pay about $80 or $100 to get it done right. That's for the rich folks. Yeah, that's for the rich folks. I'm about to go get my daily bread. It's okay. The lighting is different in here. Y'all usually be up higher. I can bring you up higher. You want to go higher? Then get higher. I want to go higher. All right, y'all. Let me get this out. Today is April the 3rd, Thursday, and we're coming out of Exodus. Most of the time, Exodus, we talk about them 10 Commandments. Let's see what else is coming. I gotta stop chewing. Hold on. Moses cried out to the Lord. Exodus chapter 15, Verse 25. Not grumbling against God as an answer to prayer. Unexpected funds from Alex's insurance had already paid for his dental treatment. Now, another treatment was necessary. Where will I get the money for that? Alex grumbled. Resentful thoughts of heavy expenses filled his mind. At the time when a deposit to the dentist was due, however, a cash gift from a relative suddenly arrived. Quote unquote, I felt ashamed, Alex said. I'd already seen how God has provided for me with the insurance payment. I shouldn't have grumbled, but asked him to help instead. When the Israelites entered the desert of Shur, S-H-U-R, they just experienced God's deliverance at the Red Sea. Exodus verse 14. His miraculous help, however, now seemed forgotten as they grumbled over the absence of drinkable water in the desert. And that's in chapter 15, verse 22 through 24. The Hebrew word for grumbling refers to rebellion against God. The resentful response of the Israelites was very different from Moses, who asked God for help. And that's in verse 25. Later, God graciously provided water for his people, and it's in verse 25 through 27. And we're talking about Exodus, y'all. In times of need, we can avoid grumbling by asking God for help, as Moses did. Whether his help comes in miraculous ways, practical provision, people's assistance, or the strength to endure, we can trust that he hears us and cares for us. And the author is Karen Hung. And it's H-U, see my nose running again, H-U-A-N-G. In the past, what may have caused you to grumble in times of need? Let's see. Oh, when I lost my place and stuff, and I was looking for somewhere to go. Yeah, and I asked God, I said, how did this happen to me? And I was helping everybody else, and then people sleep on my floors and feeding people. I said, how did I end up in the streets? And the lady at social service, she told me, she said, you're not homeless. I told her what happened to me. You're not homeless. You're displaced. And I said, and I think about it. I said, you're right. Because I did everything I was supposed to do. I paid my bills, and I was a good tenant. And them people were just jealous, y'all. That lady at the rent office that put me out and tried to get my Section 8 taken from me. I say about a few months after that, my one of my I don't know what to call her, a friend or whatever, but this lady I know, and I was close to her children and stuff, and I used to do things for her, and she would pay me and stuff like that when I had lost my place. And she would let me come in, to her house, like when her mom gone to work and stuff like that, and let me like sit around and just be out the way. I ain't had to be in the streets. But anyway, a little bit after that, she went and moved out there, and that lady tried to put her out too. But that lady they ended up getting rid of that lady. The same lady that got rid of me was jealous, and she ended up losing her job. You know, but I remember I was grumbling to God, and I said, "How? How in the world are you gonna get me and put me in these streets like this?" And I took people in and had people sleeping on my floors and couches and was feeding the homeless. How? I was like, make it make sense. I'm like, oh my God. He was showing me. God has a weird way of awakening you, y'all. Because I was letting these people in, taking care of these people. I had in the same situation they was in. He was showing me. You continuously want to be these people that you letting in. He let me experience what they were experiencing. I don't know how it happened like that and why God, but I know a lot of things had happened to me during that time. And I kept grumbling to him. I'm like, how, why would you do this to me? Me. And they during that time I was going to Greater Marion Temple. And that's a very anointed church and stuff like that. A lot of prophets and people, and entrepreneurs, and it's a good church. And the thing about it is, that's when I had was kept talking about and grumbling, and then when he took my dog from me, those are the two times that was kind of like the roughest, and I was grumbling. Yeah, yeah, being in those streets, knowing that I wasn't supposed to be in there, because I was doing what I was supposed to do. I call myself helping people, and I ended up in the streets with them. I didn't look like I was in the streets, but it is what it is. Okay, the next question is, how can you remind yourself to always turn to God for help, just as Moses did? Excuse me. Y'all, that pollen ain't no joke. I'm telling you. Jesus. It's really irritating me. My nose is itching, y'all. And then yesterday, my hands was itching. Oh, I'll be glad when that pollen is gone, y'all. Uh, yeah, it says, how can you remind yourself to always turn to God for help, just as Moses? Well, I can remind myself, like, for instance, when I was in this situation with my 80s baby, and he kept trying to take my life, and I got put out one of my houses when I used to live on 36th Street, and I had to go and live in the house with him for 2 weeks. So, I how can you remind yourself? Because I reminded myself, because I was in that situation before, right? Before I moved to Shell Road, and before the lady had burned the house down. So I told y'all a lot of stuff happened to me. So I reminded myself, so I took myself back to when I lost my place on 36th Street, and I had to move in with him for 2 weeks. Jesus. And then God had that place on Shell Road, because I was going to Greater Marion Temple. And he said, say out, Pastor Golden, Michael Golden Jr., he said, say the address of the place that you want right now in the name of Jesus, and it's done. And I did, and I ended up in that place, not knowing that this lady was crazy as mess next door, and not knowing that was like the worst drug neighborhood there was. Yes. In the daytime, it didn't look bad. So if you ever was to get a house or anything like that, make sure you go in the day and night. Because I would always pass by the bus and see this place. And then I said, 1303 Shell, 1303 Shell. He said, scream out what you want right now in the name of Jesus. It's done, 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 done. And before I know it, I say I had got that place within 2 weeks. And didn't know that the landlord was crooked. Just crooked. But, you know, it is what it is. Pastor Golden, Pastor Michael Golden, he's a prophet. He's a real good prophet. The only thing about it is, I just kept seeing that place in the daytime. And I'm going to get back to how can I remind myself always to turn back to God. It's because when I lost my place on 36th Street, okay, God gave me another place right down the street. Okay, a couple of, around the corner. The 103. You get on the 103, the 103 will take you to all these places I'm talking about. And he provided shelter again. Okay? He always provides for me. And it's this thing when they say, this too shall pass, right? So when something happens to me, and I will go back and say, wait a minute now. I'd have been in a worse situation than this. And so that's my way of turning back to God. Shut up! Oh, look, the 80s baby in the chat, y'all. I told you he'd be watching me. Yeah. Y'all, I was gonna marry this guy right here. Even though he tried to kill me. I told y'all he'd be watching me. Yeah, I've been forgave him. Yeah, you're gonna always be my 80s baby. I tell everybody, you gonna be my 80s baby, and you know, the other one, the 90s baby. I ain't going back there. I be having people in my chat all the time. Sugar baby, Armstrong, Fly Guy. I had 6 names for this guy right here. But anyway, I told y'all he be watching me. I told people yesterday, I said my 80s baby be watching me. Yeah, I was talking about yesterday. Yeah, I was talking about yesterday about forgiveness, and I was telling them forgiveness is essential. You know, even though you go through what you go through, you have to learn to forgive. It's a powerful thing. Even yourself, you know. Yeah. Yeah, it's a must. How that little baby doing? How your little girl doing? I was telling him, I said he done moved on. I said he got married, got a little girl. You know, we go through chapters in our life and stuff like that. I know. Look, I remember her birthday was around this time. I remember. Yeah, I remember. Uh-huh. Yeah, I remember her birthday was around this time because I had talked to you on the phone. And you was going out to buy this stuff, and then you said that older lady was trying to buy some stuff, but she was being mean. And you said you ain't gonna take the gifts from her. Yeah. I got a good memory, don't I? Because it was right about the time when I had told you about the plasma center, so you can get you some money. Yeah, that's around the time of the plasma. Yeah, them crazy plasma people. I don't go there no more. Them people didn't like Christians or something. Yeah, I had put a big old Google review on them. Them folks was terrible. Yeah, but yeah, forgiveness, y'all. See right there, I got my 80s baby in the chat. Forgiveness, I'm telling you, it's a powerful thing. And yeah, yeah. Hey, I'm gonna make you laugh. I'm gonna make you laugh. I went to the Salvation Army rehab. Good. And I got back. No more drugs. God is good. Yay. I was wondering where you was at because when I had my car, see, I had a car, right? And God had led me to come and check on you. But the house was locked and somebody was cutting the grass. And I said, he got to be going to a rehab. I didn't say jail. I said to myself, I said, I think he in a rehab. See, I got good discernment. Yeah, thank God. Yeah. I think about you all the time though. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I think about you all the time. Because I know in my heart, I know if you had never been on the drugs, right? And it was a lot of them, because I had found out, remember? Some of the ones you didn't want me to find out you were doing. And I know if you wasn't on them drugs, because God had led it to me. He led it to me. Because during the time before I met you, I was celibate and I was alcohol free. I started back drinking and having sex with you in my 4.5 year of being celibate, remember? And I met you because I was supposed to meet you, but I wasn't supposed to meet you. I had 3 dates. I had a date to go shoot pool, and some other guy wanted to take me to dinner, and mama wanted me to go to the comfort zone with them, and I met you at the comfort zone. It's weird, right? But God had always shown me that you was a prophet. Yeah, Valentine's Day. And God had always shown me that you was a prophet. But it was the drugs that was ruining you. Because see, I just come from, being soulless, and God was talking to me, and I was in that house, and I had got up to 248 pounds. And, my son had drew me fat in the bed and all that stuff. The bed was sinking in. But God was talking to me the whole time. But he had always shown me that you was a prophet, but you allowed the drugs to take it from you. I'm glad you're back on track. Yeah. Because I never heard now one of my boyfriends in my life pray like you pray. Remember the pastor paid you to pray at his church? You remember the pastor pray the pastor paid you to pray? I said, I know he paid to pray because I be giving this lady money at the church behind me and she pray. I be giving her money because everybody don't have that power of prayer and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm glad you came in the chat because I was telling people yesterday. I said my 80s baby, I think he be watching me, but I don't think he watched me like he used to, because it was because you was in the home, huh? In the thing. Gotta stay prayed up and allow God to work. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Who is this unnamed something? Is that somebody or nobody? You changed your name? Tell me, ma'am, you are so sweet. Yeah, I'm sweet. Ask my 80s baby in the chat. I'm real sweet. He used to say I act like a little girl when I wasn't drinking. He couldn't stand when I drank. He used to pull my 40 ounces of beer out. That's the one used to pull my beer out. I was mad that he pulled my beer out. I was like, why is he pulling my beer out? Cause he said when I won't drink it, he said I act like very like a little girl, innocent. But I know why you was pouring my beer out, because my beer gave me nuts. Beer and alcohol gave me nuts. It made me feel like I could fight and everything with beer and alcohol. Yeah. I got I don't know if you know, Nate, I don't know if you know. Look, I don't know if you know, but I got 1 year and 4 months clean. Alcohol. But the weed going on 3 years and sex 3 years. The alcohol was the last one to go. Because it was, I don't know, it was like the hardest. Because I had been doing it for 35 years. Who is that? Keep on saying they proud of me. Somebody named something say, so proud of you. Who is this keep on saying these sweet things to me? Yeah, it's God. It's the God in me. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations to you. Yeah. Yeah. Now you can let God really use you like he intended to do. Because I knew it. Because remember when I bought you that ring and I said, let's get married? I went to the pawn shop and bought that silver wedding band, and I wanted to marry you, and you was like, no, we're gonna be friends. I was so upset. Yeah. I only proposed to two guys in my life, my son's father and you. That was funny. That was funny. Yeah. That was funny. I'm something from Turkey. Oh, you from Turkey? I don't even watch lives, but somehow you showed on my shorts. Oh, thank you. Something. Look, you remind me of something. You remind me of the girl or somebody. She should say she was nobody. But I used to always, when she come up, when it says nobody, I would say, somebody loves you, baby. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Somebody loves you, baby. And she used to love when I used to do that because she said she's a nobody. I was like, no, you're somebody. Yeah, that's when my chat used to have like thousands of people in it during that time. Yeah. Well, nice to meet you. Something. You don't have a face there, but you're mysterious because you give compliments. You make people happy. Oh, look, Etta James. You always say I sound like Etta James. Look. People say I sound like Etta James, but I think I sound like Aretha Franklin. She my favorite. Yeah. And Shirley Murdoch and all them. I grew up during them times, so I basically got that soulful voice. I think everyone should have spread positivity. Thank you, something from Turkey. I like the way you talk. You need to come in my chats a lot. You make me happy. Look at that. Y'all see what he said? He said he or she, I don't even know if it's a he or she, it just say something. It said, I think everyone should have spread positivity. I'm trying to wonder, are you a female or male? It don't matter because you got on the right train, the Jesus train. Yeah. Yeah, I just moved my table, y'all. It's over the other side. I'll show it to you. I moved my table over there. So I moved that over there. I'll be doing all kinds of different stuff. Yeah. I'm just doing a lot, dusting and trying to get this stuff because pollen is out here, y'all. My daggone nose is itching. Oh, you're a female. Okay, you like nobody. Nobody was a female too. She used to be in my chat all the time because I used to always sing "Somebody Loves You, Baby" when she come in. Every time I see the thing say "nobody," I know that she's somebody. And I used to always sing "Somebody Loves You, Baby." Female. Okay. What is that? But atheist. Oh, you atheist? And you so nice like Jesus? How you be atheist and you on Jesus Saves? Isn't that a miracle? Praise God. I got an atheist in the chat, y'all. On Jesus Saves. I never had an atheist in here. Wow. Which short did you watch that brought you to Jesus Saves? Tell me which short. The dancing one or the Afro one? Because I got so many, I've been getting a lot of views on my shorts. Yes! Won't he do it? That's funny, y'all. Oh my God. This made history right here, y'all. Look, today is April the 3rd, y'all. My 8th baby in the chat. He's been delivered from drugs. And this atheist is in the chat. Let me see. LOL, I don't even remember. I'm not using social media often. Isn't this weird? Y'all, this is weird. This is a mystery right here. An atheist, and he said she said she don't use social media, but she saw one of my shorts, and she ended up in the chat. Oh my God. This ain't nothing but God right here. Wow. No face either, y'all. It's just that's what was so mystery about it, y'all. It don't have a face. It don't have a face, but it knows how to write. I mean, she knows how to write. I'm calling the it because it don't have the face there, the logo, the face. How long you been atheist? My parents are atheists. In my what? You was brought up atheist. Wow. Ain't that something? Wait till I tell my son about this one. Jesus. Well, it's sure nice to meet you, and I'm glad you were honest about your beliefs. But do know, Jesus does live. He lives in me. He lives, and God forgives. Let me see. I read all books, and it doesn't make sense. You mean it doesn't? Uh-oh. I woke up listening to still hear Williams Brothers and saw you was live. I love your tag at Jesus Saves. Yeah. Yeah. Nate, my car. I had it on my car too. I still got my tags. I still have my tags for my car. I had J Saves on it. Yeah, Jesus has always saved my life. He saved me from you, crazy. You don't remember? I tell people about that story when I was on Sheri Road. When you killed me and you were sitting there on the couch and Jesus popped breath back in me. And you said you were sitting back on the couch, right? And I was gone, right? And then when I come back and you said, I knew you wasn't dead. I said, this nigga is crazy. I tell people about that all the time. Because I never forget. God had blew breath back in me and said, go back. And I was like, go back for what? I was talking to God. And then you were sitting there on the other side on the couch and was looking like, when is she going to come back? Is she come back? Because I had killed this girl. And you punched me in the chest so damn hard. Because I know you killed me. Oh, Lord help me, Jesus. Hey, the Try family. Try It family. I like that. I seen you Try It family. Yeah, YouTube showed me that y'all been following me for a while. I mean, subscribing to me or watching my stuff for a while. I see you. I see y'all. Yeah, I see your logo. Well, thank God that we here to testify and testify how God and Jesus is real. And the atheist was in the chat too. I'm trying to tell you, man. That's why I try to tell people. Drugs will mess your mind up. Alcohol will mess your focus, your focus and your thinking up, and you would be doing stuff that you would not be doing if you were sober and wasn't drinking. Think about that, all that stuff. It's crazy how I was talking, and I told them, I said, right here it says, how can you remind yourself to always turn to God for help, just as Moses did? And I remember when I got put out, when you kicked my door down on 36th Street, and I had to come stay with you for 2 weeks. And I was praying at Great Emmanuel Temple, and I ended up at the house on Shell Road, and you popped in the chat. That's weird. I mean, that's not weird. I mean, that's good timing. And you said you was looking at the Williams thing, and you saw me live. Tell me God. God ain't in this one. Because I started not even go live, but I saw something that somebody else on the live too that made me go live. Who is this? Something said, I have to quit. Take care of yourself. I'm going to subscribe. Thank you. To your channel. If I see you live, want to join again? LOL. What's that? BTW. Your accessories are marvelous. Some of this little stuff. No, I ain't G'd up today. I still got my little cleaning up house clothes on. But thank you anyway. Something. Thank you for dropping in. I hope you're not atheist no more. Cause you said you was brought up atheist. Your parents are. You on Jesus Saves. Jesus didn't save me. Oh Lord, I can't even count how many times Jesus saved me. He saved me when I was 3 years old, but I'm talking about from other people killing me. People don't realize. I'm telling you. But that made my day when I saw my 80s baby in the chat, y'all, because I had just spoken up yesterday about forgiveness. We was talking about forgiveness, and I had talked about him and the 90s baby. Wow. Yeah. Oh, that made me happy. God is always watching, y'all. Always watching. And the way everything had happened, I got up here talking about copycats and greed, because I ended up clicking on somebody's channel. That's weird. And then I ended up going live. And he was already talking to somebody that he was looking at the Williams thing. Yeah, that's something. Oh, listening to here the Williams brothers. Yeah. I am an atheist, but you're funny. Yeah, I was getting ready to tell my 80s baby. I was about to tell him that joke about Pop in a Snicker bar. He laughed all the time about that joke. I don't think I ever told everybody that joke on live yet. I don't think I told everybody that one. I don't think I ever told nobody on live that joke. I'll wait to turn up for Jesus tomorrow and tell y'all jokes. We'll do jokes tomorrow. Look, every now and then, my son in the army, I call him and I bust out laughing. I said, Tavares. Tavares bust out laughing too, because Tavares won't be 5 years old. Ooh, Tavares 21 now, but he going on 22. Oh my God, next month. Oh my God, jeez. Woo. You ever need a laugh, all you gotta do is think about that one. That one is a couple more that I be thinking about, that I bust out laughing every time I think about it. Whew. Oh God. Now I was just sitting there thinking, because something said that I was funny. I know I'm a little comedian, and my son is too. I told my son, I always told him, I said he could be the next Cat Williams or Kevin Hart, because that boy funny as I don't know what. I don't know why he ain't never work on writing jokes, but he's still doing his music though. He's still doing that music. He's sticking to that music. Yeah. But I don't know if you have checked out my my shorts. Go check out some of my shorts. And I'm gonna just say Nate. But what did I say? Got a lot on my mind. Let's see. Yeah. Some of his music is behind it, but you got to go back. Before I got into 1K and 2K, you got to go back a little bit. I started playing his music in the background while I was cooking. And then I started doing my own voiceovers. I started making my own voiceovers. Because he get ready to come to YouTube too, but he do most of his music on what's it? SoundCloud? Yeah, he do most of his music on SoundCloud. So I had used two snippets of his music. And if you go, it'll say my son's music. Because he's supposed to be bringing his music to YouTube. I told him to make his account. I don't know, about a week ago. That boy, he not a boy. He's a man. Never a boy. He's too smart and too mature for his age. But yeah, he kept me on track. Okay, you can do that too. Cause you still do music. What you can do is, but you gotta stop all that cussing. I tell him too, cause I take snippets from his, cause he cussed too. So I take the snippets where it don't say the cuss stuff, just the chorus, but he be cussing too. And I told him, you just gotta kind of pass up on the cursing. But yeah, what you can do is too, on your YouTube, on your thing that you're doing now, do your music and your poetry, because you do poetry too. And you can speak and do your poetry and do 15 and 60 seconds and up to 3 minutes. And yeah, your writing, do your stuff like that. And whatever you write and you talk about it and put them in what you call it. People can use that. I can use it. Like, for instance, I'm cooking or I'm doing something and I go and click on your thing and I can do stuff behind it, cook or whatever, you know. You get what I'm saying? You could promote your writing and your music on YouTube. Just don't be a watcher. You always looking at my cooking. I tell everybody, look, I talk about you a lot. Good things, right? I tell people, I said, my 80s baby nickname is Pac-Man. Woo! I said he would eat all my food up. I told everybody, I said I had about 6 nicknames for him. For every personality. I'm messing with you. Oh my God! You 240 pounds. You better get in the gym. You weigh more than me. I'm like 210. You get in the gym. Yeah, because I'm trying to get to like 160. By my birthday, by the time my birthday gets, I want to be at least 160, 165, 170. 60, 65, 170, good. Yeah. Isn't that the weight that you was when you first got out? The first time? I mean, the last time you got out when you came to my house? Wasn't that the weight you was? I went in the program 180. But that should be your size, though. Even if you're not smoking. You know what I'm saying? 180 should be your size. Oh, okay. Oh, you was 220. You need to get back to 180. Get back to where you was when I was dating you in 2015. Get back to... Yeah, get back to that weight that you was when I was dating you in 2015. The sexy weight. Because I'm actually light. When you was dating me, I was 248. I was 248. And you not... Hey, look. Remember I was 248? Yeah. Get to that about 180, 190. Look. Remember I was 248 when you started dating me. And you knocked about 25 pounds off. Boop, boop, boop. I tell people all the time, I said, look, remember my mom, she's a knock on the door, because she was living down the street from me, 5 doors down, 4 doors down. She was talking about, she was so mad after we hooked up, but it's their fault, her and Brian's fault, for taking me to the comfort zone and taking me out and fishing and starting me back to drink, because I would never met you, right? And she would say, remember when she's talking about some, she said, all you want to do is sit up in there all day with that old Nate, and y'all in there humping all the time, and don't want to go nowhere and do nothing. It's her fault. It was her fault. They got me to go to the comfort zone. Because I'll never forget, she brought my little frog with the heart teddy bear down there for Valentine. And she kept on saying, come on, Sheri, come on with us to the club. Come on with us to the club. I said, I don't want to go nowhere. I said, I've been spending the last 4, 5 Valentines to myself. And I went. That's how I met you. But yeah, I was 248 pounds then. And that weight I was when I was pregnant with Tavares. That's not healthy. Not for a person that's 5, 4.5. Yeah, but you knocked that weight off. You helped knock that weight off. I was so glad. It couldn't tell me nothing. I was losing that weight good. You know, that's how I should tell people too. You know, it's good benefits of having sex. Not just having children, but it's a good exercise. I'm telling you. And it's a good stress reliever. And I miss all that. I miss it all. I tell God all the time, I said, you know what? I had some good days. And I learned so much. Glad to help. Oh, hey, Nate. Why you in here? I got to say this one because yesterday I was talking to somebody early when I came from the church getting all that stuff. And I got to get close on this. Do you remember this right here? And I was telling people yesterday, I said, you have to sacrifice something for Jesus. I said, this is Easter month. Do you remember what I was doing for Easter in 2016? And I caught. Do you remember what I was doing? I was on my knees doing on Easter in 2016. Do you remember? Ah! And my sister called me while I was in the act. I told people the devil is a liar because I had never ever been in that predicament. I had always been in church on Easter. That's how I knew the devil was a lie. You know what I'm saying? Woo! I thank God that the truth is in the chat. Yeah, that's how. And I was telling people, I said, do you get up and you thank God first, or do you get up? Do you turn over and you thank the man in the bed beside you? Do you have sex, or do you smoke a blunt when you first get up, or do you drink coffee? I had to break it down to them. Who do you serve, and who are you thinking when you get up out of bed? And is your mind hooked on God or hooked on that man next to you? And I'm telling you, I tell everybody, I said, my 80s baby, Lord my mercy, Jesus. And I think it's because, too, I had waited 4.5 years for to have sex. And he was the first guy that I had sex with during, my celibacy. Yeah, he was the first one. Like, I literally messed with. Because I had guys would come over and sleep with me in the bed and stuff like that. And they would ask me, was I sleeping with BJ? Because I won't give me the coochie up. Tell me, you sleeping with your dog. Yeah. So I am so glad that you came in this chat with the truth. The truth will set you free. I'm telling you. Oh my God. It's like I talked you up because I talked about you 2 days in a row. I talked about you yesterday in the morning when I came from the church. I mean, around about 12, 1 o'clock. And then I was sitting here last night. I talked about you. And then you ended up in the chat today. Wow. Yeah. How long have I been up here? Hour and 8 minutes. Yeah. I got 4 likes. I don't know who liked it. Did you like the chat? You got to hey, did you Nate, did you like the chat? You got to tap it twice. You tap the screen twice. I don't know who been liking. Somebody liked. I had. You love me. In what way? You got to be honest now. I'm gonna be honest with you, and we on the live, right? You said I love you, right? Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. So if you love me, when I asked you to marry me, why you wouldn't marry me? See, there you go. You always want me to be a friend. That ain't right. That ain't right. That's not fair to me. You know that song I used to listen to in the kitchen when my little radio used to be in the kitchen when I was on Parish near Newport News where I met you. Where we was at? You remember that song that used to come on the radio all the time? Girl, you worth it. You know you worth it. You know what I'm talking about? What you call it? Sing it. What's his name? Weekend. That's why I liked that song, because to me, I felt like I was worth it. I think I'm wife material. I know I'm wife material. But the things was, and I tell people all the time, the guys fall in love with the sex and the food from me. They don't fall in love with my heart. They fall in love with the sex and the food. I'm like, I tell people all the time, I'm like, Jesus. Yeah. That's what it be. It be like. That's what it be like being me. They don't even be thinking and about my heart. They just be thinking about how good I am in bed, how good my dang on food is. I be like, ah, it is what it is. Okay. Yeah. It's okay. But I told the Lord that I want me a husband. I'll be 50 years old this year. A few months, I'll be 50. And it is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is. I know how old you is. You know I know how old you is. I was always 9 years older than you. You born in 84, I'm born in 75. I know everything about you. And I don't know if you know or not, but the month of March, I called the radio station and wish you happy birthday 3 times. 313, Pisces. I was in the airwaves telling everybody about you. Yeah, you don't listen to it, but I bet you your mama heard it. If your mama listen to gospel music, the 104.9 Praise Radio, I bet she heard it. Cause I get on there and wish people birthdays all the time. One day I wish you and my sister and my late friend, cause she born on the same day you born, Ruth Turner. I wished all y'all happy birthday on one day. But I called 3 times that month. I want to make sure. I wanted to make sure y'all heard it. That's why I kept doing it. I was hoping that y'all change y'all station to, a syndicated radio station that played gospel music. But some people don't hear me. But this guy in my neighborhood heard me in Brunswick. He said, Sheri be on the radio. Because he heard me wishing somebody's birthday down in the country. And he listened to it early in the morning. And people that wasn't listening to him and didn't believe it until they saw me on YouTube. Then when they saw me on YouTube, they said, yeah, it's a possibility now that she was on the radio. Yeah. I said your whole name. And I was telling people in the chat the other day, I said, y'all know what? I said my ex, his initials is new. You like new? Like you buy new stuff? I said that was amazing how your mama came up with new. I said new. Oh my God. That should be your rapping name. Your rapping name should be new. It's your whole dang on name. Or change your YouTube and change it to new. Change your name, Mr. Eugene, and change it to new. Do your YouTube new. They be like, why is your name new? And then you break it down. Break it down in a rap. Yeah. Now I am new. God did that from the start, okay? Woo! Oh God. I'm glad my New York guy ain't in the chat. This is guy from New York. He didn't got addicted to my eyes, right? Because I do this thing with my eyes. It's an app to show your eyes and stuff like that. And every time I'm in the chat and I'm talking to another guy, he be like you don't see me? I'm gone. I told him yesterday, I said, he probably watching now, y'all. He be watching. He said, well, like bye. And I'm like, I said, do you know that you're getting addicted? I said, you might want to stop looking at my face and my eyes and I got this app. I got this thing where I say, so you like lips, hips, and eyes. And it sounds real sexy. Nate, it sounds sexy. and the men be watching it. And then one of my survivors, right? LL, he said, Sheri, Miss Brown, I had a dream about you last night. I said, you might want to stop looking at that lips and hips and eyes. Oh, God, help me, Jesus. But I had to put some up there for fun. I am celibate and single and sexy. So I'm like, I had to put some up there. It's original. I mean, yeah, it's original. Yeah, go check out some of them shorts and you'll hear my voice in the background. I got the other one. It's the AM, not the PM. I got a whole bunch of like hip ones for people that don't listen to Christian stuff. So I got the little ones that people can play around with. At the end of the day, I'm still gonna say, wake up with Jesus, wake up with Jesus, Jesus saves. Yes, I'm single, Wayne. Wayne is my name. I've been single for a while. Since my 90s baby, I've been single. Oh, yeah, you seen them. Okay, you seen them. Yeah, I just made them up. I made a whole bunch of stuff up in the last 2 weeks. I made up, I'm a YouTube auntie. I made that up in December. But it got like almost 2 point something views on it when I just had my cowboy hat on and did it again. I revised it and it had 2 point something, 2.8 views. Yeah, on my uncle's birthday on 3/15, 2 days after yours. So a lot of stuff happened to me in March, good stuff, and I had the most views ever this year on so far in March. Yeah, yep. Y'all, this pollen. Oh my God. Yep. Wayne says, let's see, you have a OnlyFans? No, I don't have no OnlyFans. You got a good platform. Yeah, God helped me build this one. I supposed to bring it out in 2020. I've written it down in 2020. God has showed me in 2020. But I let the devil fool me about my kitchen and my raggedy house. Yeah, it was like, you can't do it. You ain't got no rich house. And then I had some insects, like roaches kept on trying to come here because it's an old house and need new cabinets. And I had to get them settled and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that kept on. And then my teeth was raggedy. Raggedy. It's still raggedy down the bottom. I still got the partials that go in the bottom. But I had to get my teeth fixed. It took me 2.5 years to get my teeth fixed. So it was a lot of stuff trying to keep me from opening this up. But yeah, it's doing pretty good now. Yeah, I'm about to be monetized in a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, I'm in the same spot. I probably won't move until I start getting paid. I start getting paid from YouTube. I probably end up moving. Because it'll be enough money to move. It'll be enough, and I can move in like a better place. That's more modern. I don't know. Whatever God has me do. Because they supposed to be redoing all these houses. These houses are old. My siding is messed up on my house. They gave me a new roof last year. Last year. They gave me a new roof because my son came here when it was doing the roof. I got it on a video when it was doing a new roof on my house. I put it on one of my videos. I got a couple more videos too, because the guy that did my roof, he was drinking Corona beer and stuff. He was just, it was crazy. It wasn't professional, but he did the roof. It wasn't like a Mexican would do it, but it got done. It's like everybody that works for my landlord are drunks and crackheads. I don't know why. They don't never like really do nothing right. And I ain't trying to be funny because I was a drunk. I wouldn't say a drunk, but I was a drinker. But I didn't when I went to work, I didn't drink while I was at work because that's unprofessional. I waited till I got off of work and then got my little beer. Did you ever go to Kickintan High? No. Phoebus High. Only high school I ever went to was Phoebus High. Phoebus High School. Phoebus. Phantoms. I dropped out to work at Hampton University in the streets. Yeah. And to run behind a boyfriend I do not have. Yeah, things we do for love. Why would you think I went to Kickintan High? Do I look like somebody from Kickintan High? And I dropped out in 1993. So y'all, I'm about to end this live because my number about to come up. My 123. 123 about to come up. I appreciate everybody that came up here. And yeah, Mr. Eugene, think about what I said, some of the stuff I thought about. Yeah, think about some of the stuff I said about to improve your channel so you can start getting monetized so you can take care of that baby. She no baby no more. But yeah, so you can start getting paid. So put some of your music and your poetry up there. And you might want to change it. Mr. Eugene sound good. You might want to change it to new. You can also do another page too. You can do more than one page. I mean more than one channel. You do a channel for do stuff with your daughter and you do a channel for your personal one. Yeah, because you're going to want your memories with your daughter. Yeah. Because they go by so fast. Look how old Tavares is now. I got a lot of pictures, but I don't have a lot of memories and stuff, but I got a lot of pictures, I'm saying like footage with him running around when he was young and stuff and going to the park and stuff like that and going to Disney World. I don't have that stuff, Jesus saves.